y'all, what's up? My name is Mizzle. You watch my channel Mizzle 14, and I'm back doing a review of Family or Fiance, the episode of Whitney and Charles. I want to start saying this. It's like this is one of the couples that I feel like they will be all right. It is that they just have a little small little things, issues going on internally with themselves and within their own family members that need to be worked on, and also some relationship issue. But I don't think it was that damaging, and I think throughout this whole experience watching this episode, I didn't get any bad feel. Oh, this not gonna work out. I think this couple will work out. This is one of the few couples that I see in this episode that I know they will be all right. It just that, especially their love for each other is strong. It just that they had to handle some things that could repair the relationship, rebuild their relationship better in the better terms, and also rebuild themselves with their own family members. And that's a God point. Whitney, on one hand, before they told that, we found out that Whitney was very persistent. She pursued Charles. She got in Charles' DMs, telling him that I will be your Valentine, you will be my boyfriend, and that's it. And I guess from there, 6 years later, they still together. They're all right, and they get engaged to get married. Now, so that's that. They made it known that they both in different opposite worlds. He is more reserved and laid back. He's more like an introvert type person. I'm somewhat kind of like that type of person. Like I'm laid back and into my own thing, but I do like to have fun. I do like to go out and stuff like that. So I'm in a mix of both. And before I was growing up, I was more like a to my own self, to like that. But as I get older, I'm starting to realize I'm being more comfortable being out. But I still like to. I'm still a home person. I still like to be in my safe, my peacefulness. I get very peace in my own little box, in my little area, in my apartment, and I love it. And it's okay. And when I do get involved with someone, yes, I tend to start to take that initiative more than I used to, because I used to like to let things happen. But I'll say no, I'm not getting any younger, so like that. But I'm saying that to say that is that yes, being laid back and reserved. A lot of people are like that, and if we not pushovers, we not like freaking person who are weak. We can walk over, because I'm far from getting walked over, so like that. So he's like that, and she's more extroverted, and she's open, she's in their face and all that stuff. So they're in different dynamics. So sometimes opposite ends attracts each other, and it also complement one each other, like yin and yang, good and bad. They complement each other. So his laid back personality, her outward personality, can mash well, because he could pull her in, and she could bring stuff out more, because he could let him be expressive and talk to your feelings more, let people know about how things going, and not just like let them build their own opinions, speak up and talk about this, so they get a better understanding why you made a decision, because they can make assumptions, and then you let them such as go building, and then they cause friction in your relationship with your soon-to-be wife, and you don't want that to happen. So I guess he needs to be more expressive in his feelings and his approach, and his decision why Whitney is the one. Now they feel like this is his first girlfriend. Since this is his first girlfriend, because I think they mentioned that he's younger than her, first girlfriend, they feel like he has more opportunities to get the right one. So it's just his first, it shouldn't rush into a relationship. I said I don't think it's a rush, because they've been together for 6 years. So I think he really know that this is the one for him. Whether it could be first, whether it could be the 10th person, whether it could be the 5th person, no matter how many people you go through, sometimes you may click with that one. And it's happened that he found the person in his first try. Now I don't get the sense that she's using him or controlling him. I don't think he gets the sense that he is being controlled. He know who he is. I think he stand and he's grounded of who he is, and know him. I know exactly what he's about, and not hearing things. And I guess the sense that he's not someone who like to rush things. He's very calculated, because his reserved personality. People who are reserved, who lay back, they observe things, and when they observe things, they start to know what they don't and don't want. And then when they get involved with someone, it's a form of decision to do something. Like when you reserve and lay back, it takes a decision if you were to go out and be out there and do all that stuff, and it takes comfortability. So get out of his comfort zone to be out there. So the fact that he's with someone and make that commitment, it shows more commitment of him. So Yes, he can be a reserved, very laid back person, but at the same time, he make this commitment to be with this person. So obviously, it's working in some extent. Okay, so they did mention about the loss. He lost his mom at a young age, and he also lost his brother. So that's carried him. That's probably why the way he is. He had pain and going through that pain, and maybe that's like why he probably don't talk about things so much because he just holding things in. Now, also she also lost her father, but also in a way she lost her mom because her grandma raised her, and she always worried why her mom never took care of her and be there for her. Her mom is a present, but not present in her life like that. So she always had that issue about being abandoned by her mom and not being there because her mom don't get along as much. They talk, but it's like explosive. They have arguments. They talk on the phone. It's not communicated well. So outside family knows this, but everybody in the world knows they have a problem, but the mom, which is clearly in denial of that. Everything's good. We don't have no issues. We have no issues, but clearly it is an issue because the fact that she's here, break it down and being the way she is because she didn't have that close relationship with the person that she's supposed to have the respect and supposed to have that foundation of. If you don't have that relationship with the person that raised you, or not raised you, or the absence of, or the presence of the person, then it does affect your adulthood and your decision and how you handle things. Now, and also Tracy brought up that how it's amazing how she able to keep a good stable relationship with Charles. The fact that because she went through so much turmoil in her childhood, because most people don't get through that. So most people have so much anger on them, abandonment issues, controlling and stuff like that. They become controlling, they become angry, they become explosive. And as people, Charles' family saying that she explosive at times, that they had arguments. Because usually before he got with Whitney, he don't really argue like that, and so he's good. And when it comes to arguments, if it's not necessary, why are we arguing? So they have more often that. So they feel like she is very toxic and explosive and angry at times, and not knowing that she's angry because how she was dealt. She dealt with that hand growing up. So that impacted her ability to how she handled relationships. Now, also the relationship between Jordan's sister and Whitney is not in good terms because Jordan lost his mom. So basically, his sister is like, I don't think he said she was like the mother figure, everything, because she was raised by the family of men. So she grew up to being tough. She grew up not being told she loved. She was being loved every day. She grew up around the army and also army men. So it's basically they had that tough love type of exterior, and she didn't have nobody she could go to and say, "Oh, I going through something. Can you help me?" or whatever. Her womanhood and pregnant and sex and stuff like that. That a daughter should talk to her mother about. She ain't really had that because she grew up with her family member. They said, "Oh, go figure it out." So she had to learn to be tough on her own. So she became very independent and stuff like that. And I kind of like see myself in her too because I'm very independent. So I grew up as a single parent household, and my relationship, my mom and my relationship is great. We have a good relationship, and it taught me to be very independent in myself, to not to rely on things because there's some things she couldn't handle and stuff like that. But she did the best as she can, raising both two boys on her own, and it's great. And some things you have to learn and do like so. So sometimes I could be too into myself, like don't ask people for nothing, and if you don't have it, you really struggle unless you know that person will be there for you and not to use that over your head. It's a lot of things you go on being someone who's got to be fending for themselves and growing up. Now I didn't have to feel for myself like that, but to the point that you build independence at a younger age and you don't rely on people. And somewhere I said before, I'm kind of like that. I don't really like to rely on people too much when needed. But I will always appreciate it from somebody who's always behind in my corner, because if they in my corner, I'll be in their corner, and that's how it is. I got a big heart, and I gravitate to people who are oriented, relationship oriented, who like to build friendship, who's good, who got good nature in the aspect. If anything does happen, we can sit down, we can talk, we can handle issues and difficulties, and we're gonna be bitterness or jealousy or anger, so like that. So I like that. So I understand Jordan's how she approached things because she went through a loss at a young age, and I understand how Whitney is going through her things and how she could become expressive and explosive as well. So I do understand both aspects. So they're trying to build a friendship. And Jordan's like, listen, as long as you make my brother happy, we don't have to have a relationship. But I would say, why? Because it's just part of his big life. It's a big part of his life. And Whitney could be a big part of his life. Why not have two people, favorite woman that he loves be good with each other? And I think fact that that's the point of they're not having a good standing because they don't understand each other. They only see what she's going by because they express that she's like standoffish or she don't come around. They say it's very normal when they don't feel her presence, but they don't notice when she's around. So I said that's crazy. So when she's not around, it's normal. But when she's around, it just feels weird. I said okay. So it's like she's basically there but not there, and that's something that needs to be done. So they had a family meeting, and some of the concerns were Jordan and Whitney not getting along. How to have that bit of sisterly bond and friendship for the sake of building and having a family closeness. She's not being welcoming. Charles' family is not welcoming Whitney as much as the Whitney family welcome Charles. So they was like they feel like she's an outcast and she's not being there. So they just want to give her the same benefit of the doubt that they gave Charles and their family, and give her a chance to understand her. Now they feel like they should not rush into it, but I said they've been together for 60 years. I mean, yes, don't go rush into marriage, but no rushing everything. And at this time, it's mentioned that they just started to live together, so it takes some time to be together and learn from each other, and have that stable environment before you rush into marriage, which I do agree. And that's it. And then also, I think the cousin, what's his name? The cousin. Wesley, he mentioned that how she explosive and why she get to that angry point, she be so angry. Why she's angry, he don't know that. So I guess that's the problem why he feel like they should not be together, because she always explosive, she always angry, she always lashing out, and it's the type of person that my cousin should be with, and she always gonna be lashing out in those arguments. He's never like that, so he's not happy. Why is this? So that was that. So Tracy gave him tasks. Tracy gave him dance lessons with the Whitney family, and Whitney was going to do questions with Charles' family. And during Charles sitting with his tasks, he sat down and talked in the topic of Whitney's relationship with the mom. And that's where we see the mom just like, oh, why we talk about this? We don't have no issues. We are good and everything. And then her sisters was like, no, y'all not good and everything. And it's communication issues between y'all two. But the mom seems like everything is good. There's no issues. Don't come to me about this. Why everybody needs to know my business? Why it's out there? No, we don't have no issues. We are good. And playing up the fact that you so in denial about that, it's clearly an issue as it is. Your daughter will not bring all this stuff up if she don't clearly have some kind of relationship issues with you and things. So that was that. And then with Whitney with the family, a question was brought up about why she lashes out. And she took accountability and said she might be like that because her own upbringing. And that's they started getting an understanding of why she's like that, because she opened up and broke down about how she didn't have a relationship with her mom like that, and her mom is around because she brought her mom, Glenn, into this process. That hopefully to get her blessing and have a better relationship with her to make things work for the sake of her relationship with Charles. But that's not good in a good space. They don't get along well. When they communicate on the phone, it's very explosive. She wants to the point that she needs her mom, and that's what she wants. And it's very touching. So when it came to the dinner time, the freaking mom, she was not having it. She went straight to get some alcohol, sat on the couch. Everybody was in the dinner table. She wanted to go to her mom, trying to get her to do this for her, to at least come to the table and everything. But the mom said, no, I'm not here for it. I'm not doing it. We talk about this later. She came in like, why? All that stuff. So she don't have the time for it. She went upstairs. She was not hearing it. She was not here for the process. And that hurt Whitney. I said, girl, you couldn't even take that opportunity to be there for your daughter like that. She asked you a couple of times and you was not having it. So they got on the table. They talk about it. Talk about it. So the next time they were sat down with Tracy, and Tracy gave them the task of having Whitney have a sit down one-on-one with Jordan, because it's important to not be so quick to say, okay, she don't like me, this is this, all that stuff. But she said, have the better understanding, and y'all could get close, and have that, and build it, and then have Charles sit down with his family and let them know how passionate he's about Whitney and the love he had for Whitney, so they got to come up with an understanding that he really do love this girl. And she said the fact that he's there for me, the love that he gives me when I haven't got that love growing up, it's like I want to make him proud and I want to make him the better person because he makes me the better person and everything. So she congratulated Charles. She had nothing bad to say about him and everything. She just said that he needs to open up a little bit more because he deserved, but she I guess she likes that balance because she reels them in sometimes. And she just wants her breakthrough is to have a relationship with her mom come better terms. For that, she could be a better wife for her husband. And also, well, thing, because I know it could tell it's eating her alive that her relationship with her mom is not great. So Tracy was telling her, you know what, we need to have a sit down with your mom. So the mom came. Whitney expressed that her mom ain't gonna do this for me. She might not even come around. So she did. She sat down, and the mom acted like it was nothing, no issue. She said, "You never expressed this to me." And Whitney said, "I was trying to talk to you, and we had phone conversations, but we never had to sit down face to face." She said, "Why we need to have a third party?" Now Tracy Bunnan explained and opened up about her life because she said she didn't have a mom herself, and she grew up with a parent. I think she said her dad was not around; he was in prison. She grew up with her grandparents, and sometimes I would grow up at different homes and a lot of stuff, and in the process, and what makes it great right now because you can sit there and you have someone right there for you in your face. You have the opportunity to be there for your daughter, so why not make that work? And the mom said she hearing that because Whitney never understand why she was giving up, why you never raised her. Find out she would say she didn't have a stable home, whatever. She didn't get herself good enough. So the judge decided to his family because I guess the father was stable, and then she lost her father. So, in the fact that her mom was still around, but her mom was not ready to take care of her daughter. I guess there was some issues with that. So the mom knows that the daughter wanted to be with her, but she was not able to equip to take care of Whitney at the time. So that's that. And she didn't know. She said she'll try to be there for Whitney now and understand. Now she understands Whitney's feelings because the mom felt like she was not loved. And Whitney said, "I love you" and everything, and be there and just be the mom for now. Be the mom, be there for me. Don't criticize, just be there on stuff. And she said she'd try to do that, but it seemed like it's gonna take a while because it's been years for this happening, and it doesn't take this 3 days setting to have that come around. At least a start, as we thought. Now, all I said and done, Whitney and Jordan had a talk, and they sat down, and they does have an understanding of with each other of they have more similarities and commonalities than they thought. And so they both lost something so dearly to them at a young age. You was 6, she is 5. You have a common bond between that. And then y'all both understanding your upbringing and how she is the way she is, her upbringing, how you are the way, how Whitney is the way she is, her upbringing. Now have the better understanding that they could work on a friendship and have that sisterly bond. And I ain't gonna make this long. It's like I could tell this couple was gonna be good. So when it came to the blessing ceremony, they got yeses. Everyone gave yeses because they have a better understanding how they are now. And now they can work on that. And it was good. It was good. So the last thing they talk about is how they are planning their wedding. They are good right now. Jordan and Whitney are becoming good friends, and they're on better terms, and they're communicating more. But fortunately, since they got back home, the mom and Whitney haven't talked. So I was like, that's why I was like, it could probably take a while. Cause Charles mentioned that it's probably gonna take a minute for that to happen. But I was like kind of bummed out that how she just not talked to her daughter after the taping. So all that was a front, or she still fits up her way. But that was Family Fiance, y'all. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Tell me how y'all feel about this episode, and I'll talk to y'all later. All right, peace.